Oh, you're up there. What y'all got? Ugh. What have y'all doing up in here? I'm gonna have to, thank God. Okay, if you poke me. Don't poke me, please. Oh, you got up. Thanks. You got up so that I could do this, huh? Like, she's not the mean one. There's another one. Yeah. What you got? Oh, we gotta get that one out of there. Oh, no, move. We can't be having all that. Oh, breaking eggs. Ooh, Daddy gotta get up in here and do something. Y'all nasty. Nasty. Get up out the way. Get up out the way. We gotta get rid. Ugh. They are nastiness. Hey y'all. Welcome to Kim's Southern Sanctuary. If it is your first time subscribing, I'm Kim, military wife, mother of working mom of 2 preteen girls. It's kind of a little different opening today. It's gonna rain today, so I had to come out before the weather got bad. I know it doesn't look like it's gonna rain because the sun is shining, but I had to come out and check the chickens before the weather got bad. It's supposed to rain most of the afternoon, so I had to get all that taken care of. And Chris normally does the chickens, but he's going on a hunting trip and he's supposed to be back this afternoon. He's closing up the hunting camp where he hunts up in Arkansas with some friends. So he made a hunt last night. He killed a doe, so that's going to be more meat in our freezer. I don't know that I've ever talked about this, but we are a hunting family. He hunts every year. He hunts up in Arkansas with his friends, and then there are a couple places around here that he hunts. And so that's the way we provide for our family. He and Emily go hunting, and that's our meat for the year. So if I do a grocery haul, it's not gonna be, you're not gonna see beef or anything like that. You might see some pork every once in a while, and that's only because we haven't killed a hog that year. You're gonna see some chicken and maybe some seafood. But yeah, I had to check chickens this morning, and those chickens are lucky because they were fixing to go in a gumbo because they have not been producing. But over the past 2 weeks, they started making eggs. So yeah, lucky them. They ain't going in a gumbo just yet. They're getting old, so next year, the spring, we might have to kind of cull them out and start with a new fresh batch. But today, I don't know what we're doing today. I can't do laundry because my dryer broke yesterday. Been having issues with my dryer, and I'm just tired of the foolishness of that dryer now. Yesterday, it started making a funny sound, and then it started smelling like something was breaking, or I mean like something was burning. So I just unplugged that thing. So I've got towels laid out all over my house because they need to dry, and I need to wash blue jeans because I don't have no blue jeans washed. And there's a cat at my feet right now, and he is scratching on my shoes, and he needs to get away from me because I just right now I can't deal with him right now. So I don't know what we're doing today. So you know, just hey, follow along. You're in for a surprise because I don't know what I'm doing. I told y'all I had towels all over my house. These were in the washing machine when the dryer decided that it wanted to stop working. So now I've got rough towels. I hate rough towels. During the summer, I will put my towels out on the line, but when I bring them in, I like toss them in the dryer for a couple of minutes just to get the roughness off. But the people in my house, they like them some rough towels. Comment below, do you like soft towels out of the dryer, or do you like rough towels off the line? Okay, y'all, I told y'all this was just going to be random, very random today. But I kind of feel like now that I have 15 subscribers, yes, 15 subscribers. Thank you, Fallon, for that open collab, because overnight my subscriber count tripled. We went from 5 to 15 overnight. So now I kind of feel like I need to do like a random Q&A so that y'all can get to know me. Not that there's a lot to know, but you know, it could be fun. It'll be interesting, some of the things that I probably say. So I went online and I just gathered all these random questions, like YouTube Q&A questions, okay? And they're in no particular order, so we're probably going to go from pillar to post on this, but just hang tight. Hopefully, we'll get all these answered pretty quickly. So, question number 1, what is your name? My name is Kimberly Gale. I will not tell you my last name because I don't feel like that's relevant like right now. Where are you from? I am from a little bitty community in central Louisiana. I'm not going to tell you where that is, just all you need to know that I'm from central Louisiana. Where do you currently live? Still live in central Louisiana. Don't live in that same little community, but I'm a transplant into another small community where my husband grew up. What year were you born? 1979. I'm 41 years old. I know I don't look it. Some days I feel older than that, but I'm 41. A large or small high school? I went to a very small high school. There were 53 of us in our graduating class. We were, our school is in a little farming community, and so there wasn't very many of us. There probably, in the whole school, 300 kids. So super, super, super small. Did you go to college? Yes, I went to our local private college, Louisiana College. I graduated there with a degree in health and physical education with teacher certification. Several years later, after I had the girls, I went back to college and got my master's degree in special education through Grand Canyon University. If you ever want to do an online college, Grand Canyon University is amazing. It was all online. It was just so easy. So I do have my master's degree in special education. What sports do you play, or have you played sports? I don't play much of anything right now. Growing up, we played softball all the time, all summer. My sister and I played softball. In high school, I played basketball for a couple years, but I wasn't very good. So most of the time, I ended up washing the laundry for the whole team. And then I threw the javelin for track. So that's what we did. What is your favorite movie? I don't know. I have a lot of favorite movies. Favorite movie. I like the Police Academy series. I liked 8 Seconds. Oh, that's a great movie. I like anything with Tommy Lee Jones. And I like the movie Mannequin with, I think his name is Andrew McCartney. But I like that movie. Do you speak any languages, and how well? I speak English, and most days I'm doing good to speak that well. I took French in high school. I don't remember a lick of that. And then I had to take Spanish in college. And yeah, see, and that's all I know. I don't know anything in those languages. Are you single or taken? I am so taken. I have been married to my husband, Chris, we got married in 2006, so 14 years. Our anniversary is in September, and we share our anniversary with my parents and a couple that we're friends with. Chris's best friend growing up, he and his wife have the same anniversary. So, yes, very, very, very taken. And I have no intentions of being single again or being taken again. How would you describe your fashion sense? I don't have one. I don't have a fashion sense. What you see is what you get. I'm a t-shirts, blue jeans kind of gal, or a t-shirt and sweatpants kind of gal. I do not dress up fancy to go to work. I wear khaki pants and like a polo or a school shirt. My new favorite piece of clothing are stretchy pants, like any kind of pants that have elastic. I do not right now own a pair of pants that have a button, just because I just don't. I want to be comfortable and stretchy right now in my realm of life is the best for me. So stretchy pants all the way. Walmart. If you need stretchy pants, go to Walmart. What is your go-to hairstyle? My go-to hairstyle is a ponytail and a bun. Every once in a while, as of late, you'll see me with my hair down. I haven't had a haircut in a year. Like a year. Thank you, COVID. And if I can just throw it up, it's just best for me. I don't have time for flat ironing or foolishness. I don't even do my makeup anymore. That's just where I am in life. Do you have any bad habits? I have a potty mouth. Bad potty mouth. And I'm working on that. I'm really working on that potty mouth business. It's not a good habit to have, and I've been that way since I was in high school. I don't know where I picked it up because my parents do not cuss, but I can cuss like a sailor, and it is not a very good characteristic to have at all. Oh, and I bite my fingernails, and my husband gets so mad at me. He's like, "Why are you biting your nails again? You must be stressed out." Yep, y'all stress me out, and I bite my fingernails. So, biting my fingernails and the potty mouth. But I'm working on those things. One day, I'm going to be a better person. What are your hobbies? I like to cook, and I can crochet. I love to crochet. Probably about 2 or 3 years ago, I got into it. I can remember my mama always crocheting. It's not something she does anymore, but I'm self-taught. YouTube, you can learn how to do anything on YouTube. So, yeah, I crochet, and I can crochet some stuff. And I actually have some crochet videos on my Facebook crochet page, Sanctuary Crochet. So if you're interested in that, go on Facebook, go to Sanctuary Crochet. You can learn how to do some crocheting with some of my videos. And if you're interested, I'm even thinking about downloading some of those videos to YouTube. So comment down below if you want me to post some of those videos on my YouTube channel. What are you watching on Netflix right now? Okay, on Netflix right now, I'm watching Designated Survivor. I'm in the 2nd season of that, and I'm just disappointed because if you haven't watched, okay, I'm not going to share why I'm disappointed, but if you haven't watched Designated Survivor, you should go, start watching that. I just got finished watching The Ranch with Sam Elliott. That was funny. Sam Elliott, Ashton Kutcher, Deborah Winger, I think, is in that too. But that was a pretty good one. But if you don't like foul language, that's probably not one you need to watch. I've watched, and The Umbrella Academy. I'm on the 2nd season of that right now. So right now, Designated Survivor and The Umbrella Academy. I'm switching back and forth between those two. What is your eye color? Brown. Brown eyes, brown hair. Who would you be in the Hunger Games? I would be Katniss Everdeen because I'm mean, and I'd be Katniss because that's who I am. You don't mess with me. You don't mess with my kids. You don't mess with my people. Katniss Everdeen. What is your favorite ice cream? Any coffee flavor. I love coffee, but any type of coffee flavor. My all-time favorite ice cream is from the Creole Creamery in New Orleans. If you ever go to New Orleans, Creole Creamery, it's super famous, and they have a flavor. It's called Cafe au lait. I think that's what it's called. But Cafe au lait, anything coffee based ice cream, that is the best. Coffee or tea? Both. Coffee in the morning and throughout the day, but I can drink me up some sweet tea. Growing up, Mama made a pitcher of sweet tea every day. You drank sweet tea for lunch, sweet tea for supper. We just had sweet tea because she didn't buy Cokes and all this other stuff. We couldn't afford it, so tea. That little box of Lipton tea bags, That goes a long, long, long way. How many countries have you traveled to? I have traveled to two countries. After I graduated college, a few years after that, I went on a trip to Egypt because I had a friend that lived in Egypt. So we went with a group from Louisiana College, and we flew into Amsterdam. So I've been to Holland, I guess is where Amsterdam's at, right? I don't know. Went there, and then we flew from there into Egypt. And we traveled all through Egypt. So that was a pretty cool little trip. I would not go there now because of just the way the world is, but that was pretty cool. Do you have any celebrity crushes? Yes. Sean Connery was my celebrity crush. Bless, rest in peace, Sean Connery. But Sean Connery and Tommy Lee Jones. I don't know why. He is not that attractive, but like, I have celebrity crush on him, and I will watch any movie that Tommy Lee Jones is in. Have no clue why. I don't really care for all the newer actors. I just don't know. But the older actors, they are the best. Tell us about your family members. Okay, so I grew up in a home with my mama and my daddy, who I love with all of my heart. They are like the best. They are the best. They were the best parents, and they are still the best parents, and they are the best grandparents. But I have two siblings. I have an older sister, Stacy, and then I have a younger sister, Sarah. So yes, I have middle child syndrome stuck in between the two of them. And I love them. I love them. That's all I can say. And we are best friends now. Like, they are my best friends. They are who I call when I need something. They are who I call when I'm in a bind. They are who I call when I just need advice. And my mama is my best friend. I can call her about anything. But the reason for that is because that's how they raised us. They were our parents first. And then as we became adults, I was able to have that friendship with them, with my parents. I can call them about anything. Do you have any siblings? Yes, I have two siblings, Sarah and Stacy, who are my best friends. So if you are not best friends with your siblings, you're missing out. I know that my husband, he doesn't have the greatest relationships with his siblings, and it's sad, but I hope that that's something that he can work on with them. Who is your role model? My mama and my daddy. They are my role models. They are the hardest working people that you could possibly ever meet. They are strong in their faith. They are strong in their family beliefs. They raised us right. They gave us the foundation to live a good life. Now, whether or not we chose at times to take that foundation and those values and do the right thing, that was on us. And that was always our belief. Have we screwed up in our lives? Yes. Did we learn from our mistakes? Yes. But that's how they raised us. They wanted us to learn from the mistakes that we made. And because of that, I thank them, and I love my mom and my daddy. And I don't know what I'd do without them. I would be lost between my mom and my daddy and my sisters and my husband. If I didn't have them, I'd just be lost, and I'd be a hot mess. When was the last time you told someone you loved them? Last night. I tell my girls every night before they go to bed that I love them. Before they go to bed, they come downstairs where Chris and I are in the living room, and they give us a kiss, and they tell us, we tell them that we love them. My parents did that when we were growing up. Anytime we saw a family member before we left, before we departed, we would always give them a kiss, and we told them that we loved them. And that's something that we've instilled in our kids. When we go to Chris's daddy's house, they always hug him, kiss him, tell him that they love him. when we're at my mama's house, all, you know, and all our family is there. They kiss, hug, and tell everybody there that they love them, whether it's my mama, my daddy, my sisters, my brother-in-laws, their cousins. Kiss, hug, I love you. So that is very important for us, and that is something that we have instilled in our kids. And I also, last night, Chris wasn't here last night because he's on a hunting trip in Arkansas, but he's on his way back right now. So when he's gone like that, he calls every night, or we call him, and we always end our phone calls with, I love you. I always end a phone call with my mama with, I love you. So yesterday I told a lot of people that I loved them. Yes, that I loved them, because that's just what we do. If you could live in a city or if you could live in the city or in the country, which would you choose? The country. We live out in the country. I have always lived in the country. Chris has always lived in the country. That's just where we're comfortable. Where we live right now, we literally live at the end of our road, and on our road there are 1, 2, 3, 4 houses, and we're all kind of spread out. So we mind our business. We can do what we want to living in the country. If Chris wants to go out in the backyard and sight in his guns, he goes out in the backyard and he sights in his guns, and we don't have to worry about the people next door complaining that it's too loud or why are you shooting your gun. He just sends a Facebook message to everybody on our road, and he's like, hey y'all, I'm getting ready to shoot. And they're like, okay, well, have fun. I hope it all goes well. So we like living in the country. You know, we can have our chickens, and we're free to do a lot of things that you cannot do when you live in the city. Nobody's in our business. It's just better that way. What is your biggest fear? I have a fear of failure, and I have a fear of mice and rats. They are nasty, they are disgusting, and I'm afraid of them. I don't know why. They're smaller. They're teeny-tiny, and they're smaller than me, and I don't know. That's just my biggest fear. What's your favorite color? Purple and gray. Purple and gray are my favorite colors. Favorite music? I'm country to the core, and I like country music. I like old 80s and 90s music too, because that's just what we grew up on, but country music. Not necessarily a lot of the country music now, because it's not, I don't know, Chris says that's not country music, but we like 80s and 90s country music. So country music all the way. My kids play this stuff, and I'm like, what is it? They're like, oh, this is such and such. I mean, I don't even know who that is. So, like, when the kids that I work with at my schools, they're like, oh, do you know this song? I'm like, nope, don't know it, don't want to know it, unless it's, you know, like George Strait and all that. Don't know it. What do you drive? I drive a silver Dodge Caravan. I am a minivan mom, and I always swore that I was never going to be a minivan mom, but you would think 2 kids don't have a lot of stuff. And when they were little, like, I felt like we didn't have a lot of stuff, but now they're like getting into the teen years, and they have so much stuff, and they need to be spaced out, because if they're sitting next to each other in a vehicle, they're going to fight. And so I told my husband I needed something with a 3rd row. And we looked and we looked and we looked, and I was like, you know what, I want to look at a minivan, and I want to test drive a minivan. And so I test drove the minivan, and I fell in love with it, and he's like, if that's what you want, that's what we'll get. So we got a minivan, and we took that minivan, and we drove to Washington, D.C. for vacation, and it was the greatest thing on the face of this earth. Everybody had their space. We had plenty of room for all our stuff. Nobody touched anybody. And it was just fabulous. And I got one, and my sister was like, oh my gosh, I love your minivan. Now she has a minivan. So the one thing that we swore that we would never do would be minivan moms. We are now. You minivan haters out there, you don't know what you're missing. Pets. Do you have any pets? We have a dog, Buddy, that we got when Emily was in pre-K kindergarten. And we have a cat, Tiger. Tiger is Nora's cat. Let me tell you that cats don't last very long around here, because our dog, well, we used to have another dog. Her name was Maggie, and she was mean. And we think that she convinced Buddy to kill Nora's last cat. So for a long time, we wouldn't get a cat. But we finally got Nora a cat. She's in love with cats. But that cat drives me insane. He drives me crazy. Buddy, on the other hand, he is just gentle. He is so sweet. He follows them around wherever they go. If they're in the yard, he's right by them. And he's very, very, very protective. And one day I'll have to show you a picture of him. But he's the sweetest dog ever. He does not come in my house because he's big. He's got Mastiff, Bulldog, and Rhodesian Ridgeback in him. He's a beautiful dog. And he's actually become like our neighborhood pet. Everybody feeds him. Everybody knows him. If he's near their house, they're like, Buddy's at my house. My neighbor next door, she feeds him prime rib. Like when they have prime rib, Buddy gets prime rib. When they have just ribs, Buddy gets ribs. So he's probably the best fed dog that there ever is. Who are your favorite YouTubers? So right now, I have like a lot of YouTubers that I watch every day. I have my same little cycle. I know what time everybody posts, and I know what days they post, so I make sure that I watch those YouTubers. So right now, my all-time favorite right now is Marina over on Fearfully Created. If you have not watched Fearfully Created, you are missing out. She is hilarious. You got to go watch her, and she has a great story that you really need to watch. Moss Family TV with Fallon, Dawn over at The Minimal Mom. I strive to be Dawn. I want my home to look like Dawn's. She is a minimalist, and she breaks it down, and she teaches you how to declutter your home. In January, my people don't know it, but we're fixing to become minimalists. I feel like my life would be a lot simpler if we were minimalists. I watched the Boyer Family Jewels with Alex and Julie Boyer, their trip. Our Tribe of Many with Sarah and Solo. They have a lot of kids, and it's just amazing how they balance that life. Love them. Southern Raised Home, that is one of my new finds. She is a military wife, and she just videos her life with her kids. One of the channels that I found when I started working with kids with autism was Fathering Autism. Great. That's Asa Moss. He's amazing, and they document their life with their daughter Abby, who is a nonverbal autistic child. So if you want to know more about autism, definitely go over to Fathering Autism. That's a great channel. I also like Our Life in Holland with Justin and Lindsay Bingham. They have a son, Landon, who has cerebral palsy, and their channel is kind of based upon their journey with him and the rest of their family. And then my new favorite find that I found yesterday when I did the open collab with Moss Family TV is Mama Cat's Home. I just found her channel and I love her content. I've just been scrolling through it this morning, and she's got some great content. She does a little bit of everything, but what I'm most interested in right now that she's doing is her weekly scripture planning. And so one thing this new year I want to start working on is really studying the Bible. We are Catholic, and growing up, we didn't really like study the Bible. You know, our weekly masses are based on the readings in the gospel, and that's what the priest does his homily on, is those weekly readings in the gospel. So one thing that I found hard over the past few years is just trying to study the Bible. I have not found a good way to study the Bible, but I watched one or two of her videos this morning, and she does a scripture plan, and then she writes about it in her weekly planner, and I just love how she set that up. If you haven't gone and seen her channel, you really need to go over there and look at the content that she's got, especially her scripture stuff. It's really great. And send her a coffee. that would be great too, just so that she knows that you found her through me. So, I'm going to wrap it up. I hope you learned a little bit about me. I know I rambled on and on and on, but I just want you to know who I am, where I came from, and a little bit about our story. I do want to do some more Q&As. I'm going to try to do one with my husband so that you can get to know a little bit more about him, and I'm going to probably this week do one with my girls. They are two unique little characters, and I want you to get to know them and learn some of the things about them and kind of how they think we live our life. And then probably they're going to tell you probably some crazy things about me and their daddy. I hope y'all have a good day. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, like it down below, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see y'all later.